One's good, one's bad, yeah, they're really always like this. We don't know who's who, but at least we know who Mike is. They love to complain, they got sports on the brain, and they frequently drive each other insane. It's the good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. It's the good and the bad and the Mike.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Good, the Bad and the Mike. As always, I'm Mushin. That's Cian.
Woo!
And that's Mike.
Hello.
Bit of
I
a...
don't know why I keep saying woo, but it's just what comes into my head.
I mean, you've committed now.
Yeah, I think I'm a woo
said
girl.
it once, it was frowned upon, and you just were like, "All right."
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
I don't remember this ever happening, so you can't prove
No,
it
Mike.
did.
Mike says it happens. That's the proof.
There is an episode. I will go back and play this clip later on.
I mean, will you?
Yes.
Alright, if you do, fair play. But until then, I don't believe it happened. Alright, a bit of housekeeping for this week's episode. It's going to be a bit of a shorter episode. We're just going to do a quick roundup of news and then leave it there. Yeah.
Yay!
Ooh.
Bit of a slow one for sports at the minute.
Yeah, a dry January, if you would.
Oh, gee, that's so smart. Oh, well,
Thank you.
Where did you come up with that?
Oh, I don't know, I was hit with inspiration just now.
One single tear.
Credit where it's due. I think
you,
that was
thank you.
a keen
Yeah, it was.
idea.
That was, yeah. I got our best ones.
Can I just have one moment? Hashtag when's Mike's moment.
Yeah, hashtag justice for Mike. Oh no, that was Mike's contribution
Mike's
lately.
Mike's
So,
one contribution.
My solitary contribution after 4 years of marketing. My greatest marketing contribution.
A degree well used.
yeah, it's just like on Mike's marketing resume. It's like came up with Dry January for episode 26.
Yeah, episode 26 title.
I'm sorry, I think it's episode 27 title.
Ah, damn! We've done 26. Fuck. Oh yeah, I should have done my maths.
What
better
about the other twins? Don't ask. Didn't come up with
Yeah.
that. 27. Ooh.
They brought me on for 1 week. We can hear you on the other weeks. Nah, it's somebody else. That's
That's a different Mike.
That guy woos. I don't woo. See, I'm all business.
Alright, let's jump into the news. Mike, as a reward for that fantastic contribution, you can go first. What have you got?
Alright, so Rafa Benitez has been sacked by Everton after less than 6 months. Now, I always thought he would get sacked at some point during the season. Didn't think it'd be this long, and not after the club showed what I thought was faith in him by getting rid of one of their better players in Lucas Digne just a few days ago because of the ban.
Yeah, that was
Rafa
pretty
Benitez.
insane. Selling Digne because he's fallen out with Benitez and then sacking Benitez a few days later is fucking stupid.
That's amazing.
That's just pure incompetence.
Who'd they sell him to anyway?
Aston Villa.
Steven Gerrard's Aston
Yeah,
Villa.
Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. Everton fans not happy.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, they're down in 16th.
With the game in
Oof.
hand.
Yeah, but like on course record, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, they did just lose 2-1 to Norwich, which isn't great.
Big win for Norwich, though.
Big win.
Putting all the
Norwich.
pressure on
Huge
Newcastle.
win.
I mean, Norwich are now 1 point off safety, but Watford do have 2 games in hand.
Yeah. Newcastle do have a game in hand. There's so many different variations. Burnley have played 17 games.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Is
If
that the biggest
Burnley
gap
win
as
their
anyone?
3 games in hand, and go up to
They
20
have played
points.
5 less games than City, Chelsea, and West Ham.
Like, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. COVID ravaged, you might say. At least some teams aren't lying about their positive tests.
Once again,
Keith, I
there
said
was
this
no
to him.
lies.
There was no lies. There were false
It
positives.
was just false positives.
Yeah, as in they came up negative and he went, no, this is positive.
Shit
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
But do you remember I was talking about the uproar from Arsenal fans about...
Yes.
There's reports now that Arsenal might be looking to get the second leg postponed because they're struggling to field a team. And I'm pretty sure most of I think they had one COVID case at the weekend. And that's why the North London derby was postponed. Well, that and
God.
the amount of fucking injuries they have.
That's what I was going to ask. They must have some amount of injuries then if they only have one COVID case.
But
They've
see, that's
also
the
sent
thing.
3 players out on loan this January.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
if you can't field a team, stop
Yeah.
sending players out
So-
on loan. But
question there:
Got a
if
point.
they didn't have a COVID case, right?
yeah,
Could they postpone the game if they don't have a COVID because it's just injuries then?
yeah,
I
I'm
would
not
have thought
sure.
not.
I'm not sure exactly how the thing is worded.
Rules work. Yeah.
So I think it's just worded if you don't have like 13 senior players, including 1 goalkeeper. I don't think it specifies COVID.
Right. So it's not a
Fair.
case of they went, shit, we need someone to get COVID. All right, guys, everyone go out of town. Come back in 20 minutes. Let's see the results.
But it is
Does
just
anyone
a
have
this
any
year thing.
positive mates?
But the irony of them saying we wanted to get the game postponed for when Salah and Mane were back, and then them postponing it so that Salah and Mane will be back is pretty solid.
Well, might be back,
Possibly back.
depending on when the result.
If that were to
Depending on if
happen,
Egypt get knocked
if
out.
that were to happen, it would be fucking hilarious, though.
That's very true.
All right, Keith, what have you got for us?
Yeah, quick update on last week's topic of discussion. Djakovic has been kicked out of Australia and is currently back home and is now might not be playing in the French Open in a couple of months.
That's right.
So, yeah,
France
tennis
has
has gone
joined in.
shit.
France have joined in on the war on Djokovic.
Yeah, we're on the unvaccinated.
I also
So-
saw reports that apparently you need there's some certain documentation you need to get into Spain, and I think Djokovic has been in Spain recently, and the Spanish authorities confirmed that they actually hadn't received the necessary documentation. I feel like I read that last week, and it just seems like everyone's just...
It is in a similar case to the Messi Barcelona thing where they think we might get a dip in the rules here because of who he is. Kind of like how Barcelona tried to get La Liga to look the other way as they signed a new contract that destroyed their rules and
Yeah.
regulations, and they're like, no, we're not letting you do that. So,
Yes, because he spent time in Spain last month before travelling to Australia. But actually, the Independent reported 4 days ago that Spain denied they're investigating him over a COVID breach. But it really just seems like every country is going, fuck this guy.
Actually, I was just thinking there. See,
more of a
because
fuck the unvaccinated.
It's more.
That's
It's
just-
not that they banned Djokovic. It's the new rule is they're banning all unvaccinated people, right?
Yeah, or at least
What's the
like
current rules like?
quarantining.
What other games like Champions League and stuff?
Yes,
That
no,
happened
there
with
is going to
for
be
away games.
there is going to be issues with
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Champions League games and stuff. Was talk a few weeks ago, I think, of moving games to neutral venues if needs be. But I think like Italy, I think they're bringing in that rule. But like some players, there was reports that some players in top Italian sides said if Italy brought in that rule, they were going to push for a transfer instead of getting vaccinated.
Hmm.
So yeah, watch the space, I guess.
Yeah, so what we're saying
Definitely,
is Super League.
yeah. Oh, what? No. No.
That's it.
Damn it! I'm gonna get you, dude.
He
That's
tricked me.
it. We
Yeah,
we,
we did.
we at the Super League support unvaccinated players. That new Super League.
I have it on record. Oshie supports the Super League.
That's it. You got it. Ladies and
Ladies
gentlemen,
Gentlemen, we.
But she sold out.
Let's,
Who would have
let's
thought?
wrap it up. That's the whole reason we've been doing this podcast.
Yeah. I know, he's the one with the recording. Quick, Mike, take out your phone.
And welcome to At the Mic. I'm not sure if he's the good or bad.
All right, let's see. What have I got? We talked last week about Felipe Coutinho and his return to the Premier League.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it. But
Sounds familiar.
in another possible return to the Premier League, Christian Eriksen. According to the Times, Christian Eriksen was offered a deal until the end of the season by Brentford. The Times have reported this earlier today. Apparently, there's also interest from a number of Premier League clubs, including Newcastle and Leicester. So he might be coming back to the Premier League.
I thought did he not sign like a coaching thing with Inter or something like that?
No, there was talk of it. He was. I think they were going to offer him one, but he still wants to play, I believe. So
Okay,
they
that's fair.
mutually terminated the contract so that he could go somewhere else that he could play.
Fair.
He'd be some scoop for Brentford, though.
Yeah. Or the mighty Newcastle.
Yeah. Even Leicester wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair. But that's another one, though. Watch this space. He's apparently he's been training with his... I think it was the club he was in the academy in Denmark.
Boyhood club.
Yeah, his boyhood club. I think he's been training
Middelfart? Forgot he was from Middelfart.
Once again, we apologise to all people there. Keane is insensitive. Come on, Keane, be professional.
I'm not the one who kept laughing at that train stop name in London for like 20 minutes every time they said it.
What was it, though, Keane? What
What
was
was
it?
it,
You
though?
don't know.
I don't remember, but I remember
you don't
you
know,
two
so
kept
you-
laughing at it.
Yeah, you didn't know what it was, so could have been anything.
Yeah.
I actually
Should
forgot,
look
to
this
be
up
honest.
again.
I also cannot remember.
I remember
interesting
Ocean kept
though
calling me a child for something else, and then he kept laughing at the stupid name.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, that Erickson did an interview a few weeks ago where he said his goal is to play in the World Cup in Qatar. Like, that'd be impressive if he makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he is only
that's
29.
he is, yeah. But that's all down to if he does get a move in January and plays good football for the rest of the season.
True.
All right, let's move on to Mike. What else have you got?
Alright, there was a very historic moment on Saturday. Not just in sport, but world. We had a first ever in the world. Saturday night was the first time a text message was ever sent about the Bengals winning a playoff game in the world.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that's fair. Now the Steelers have the longest winless streak in the playoffs in the NFC North.
Obviously,
AFC
this
North.
comes after the Bengals winning their playoff game for the first time in over 30 years.
What a
Yeah.
time to be alive.
Since they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row and decided maybe the playoffs aren't for them. Was that them? No, that was the Bills. Never mind.
That's the Bills.
Unlucky kid.
I was close. It was 30 years ago. Got my B's mixed up. I'm sorry.
So yeah,
I
we
thought-
had a
I thought
Well,
Mike
if they
was going
both
to talk
start
about
with
it.
B and end in S, it's probably they're probably the same.
Also 30 years ago. I thought Mike was talking about he thought he won the lotto on Saturday night, and they wouldn't let him check it.
we don't talk about that. That court case is still ongoing. We are
Mike.
going to civil court.
Like, the first time I get it. The second time I don't get it. But the third time they got you, and you were like, "Yeah, it's confirmed now. I've won the lotto." And I was like, "No, Mike, no, you haven't."
No, it's not the confirmed I won. It's I won something. I didn't think I won it, but I thought maybe I got the second prize because they did host it. Someone in Dublin won 30 grand. I don't think there's something.
Did you not buy your ticket online?
It just says in Dublin, so it has
Oh,
your
yeah.
address. It gives your address.
Yeah,
He's
but
got a point.
It just says Dublin. It doesn't say online ticket.
They probably
or
would have
mean-
said online ticket if it was an
It just says
online
person
ticket,
in
though.
Dublin won.
Yeah, but if,
I'm
if
annoyed
it
that the
was an
website
online
crashed and I
ticket, it would have
couldn't
said an
get my
online
ticket.
Anyway, that's not the point. The point is you don't send an email late saying check online to winnings while the website's down and it's sitting there stewing going. Maybe no.
Well, it says
Maybe.
you may have won a little or a lot, but you've won something. And Mike spent 20 minutes going, I may have won the lotto. No, he didn't, Mike.
Fucking idiot.
But maybe.
It's the hope that kills. Anyway, that's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
In that space of time, what was if I called my boss and went, fuck you, I'm rich, and then left?
Why would
And
you
it went-
do that?
Yes.
Because I thought I won the lotto machine.
Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
Hey, if there are people that can get money for jumping on the moving trains and still manage to sue the company for the train moving, I think I have a chance.
That is
I
fair.
don't think you do. Oh,
Go on,
God.
Judge Judy.
Let's see. Speaking of judges,
Oh, transition.
That's such a transition.
yeah, there was some more firings in the NFL. One of which was Giants head coach Joe Judge, who, thought he was safe because he survived
Survived
Monday.
the Monday.
and
Survived
was
the Monday. Outraged by all the media and inspired and
My
next
favorite
day.
thing about that is that the owner said, "Yeah, the new general manager is going to have a say in whether we keep
Yeah.
Judge or not." And then they just went, "Actually, I changed my mind."
now there's more than that, Oshi. You're forgetting the funnier part of that story.
Go on.
Was apparently the new GM was to have a say if he was to be kept on or fired, but Joe Judd was going to have a say in who the GM was going to be.
That makes sense as why they fired him.
Fuck's sake!
Because they wanted the position to be, they'd have to work together, so they wanted the judge to have a say in who the GM would be.
That just
But
do-
it's just-
oh my God.
so I like a few questions. Are you gonna sack me? Yes. All right, he's out.
They don't like
I don't
him
like
anymore.
that guy.
I don't
Let's
like
not go with him. Fuck's sake! That's so stupid.
But yeah, Joe Judge will be remembered for
very.
his QB sneak on
Third
his own
and
goal
nine.
line.
Third
on
and nine.
In absolutely nothing game that meant nothing.
Fucking moron.
Yeah.
Possibly a less deserving firing also occurred in the NFL this week. The Texans head coach David Culley went one and done with the Texans this year.
He had achieved everything he wanted to, so realized there is no reason for a second season.
I think that was a stupid one and very unfair on him.
Oh,
thought
very,
he did.
yeah.
He went into a shit show job. He knew it was going to be a shit show. Still did well. Better than I thought they would be.
Oh yeah, like they won 4 games, having like only one team in the Raiders had more drama than the Texans all season. The fact that they still won 4 games is actually quite amazing.
It's
Okay.
absolutely insane.
3 of their divisional games.
But
And
But still,
they had a few blowouts, but most of those games were competitive. They were in it and winning.
I mean, they lost
For good bits.
28-25 to the number 1 seeded team in the AFC
mm,
in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
But he was given a 5-year contract, and usually they
Just to beat the Chargers.
guaranteed 4 years, but they only guaranteed 2 years of Culley's contract. So they essentially knew that they were going to give him 1 season and then get rid of him,
yeah,
Yeah.
which
that's fair.
bit of a dick move from the Texans.
A
Just
little
a
bit.
bunch of scumbags.
Yeah. Be interesting to see if any manager goes there.
Oh, I mean,
That's
someone's going to go there.
Ah,
There's always
or
going to be
someone with high pedigree. Or
wanting
just
to-
be another. You gonna do it, David Cullerby? No, probably yes.
Of all the head coaching jobs, which one is the most? Is that the most attractive one?
No, God. No.
Jags, I'd say, is still the most attractive
Jags
one.
is pretty good.
You have first overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, and top 3 cap space available.
I don't have much faith in like the Jacksonville like backroom like head front office. That would be the only downside.
Well, it's
there.
a new person coming in, isn't it? Didn't they fire?
No, but I mean like, their actual like more higher up than that. Like what do you call the owner and a bit down for them? I don't think.
I'd say that's the most.
I think Jacksonville is maybe Dolphins wouldn't be bad. They've got a bit of things going. But, so we see B-Flow take over the Texans and finally get his partnership with Deshaun Watson.
I mean, surely Deshaun Watson has to be suspended for some amount of games to start next season.
Does anyone know what's happening with that trial? I honestly have no idea.
I heard the criminal case is kind of falling apart, but the civil case is being decided in February.
Last I heard was there is 1 or 2 that are still holding out and not taking the settlement. So he's down to the final 2, I hear.
He's made it to the final 2. It's not a fucking competition.
It's Deshaun's version of The Bachelor.
I'd just like to point out that this podcast does not condone like the stuff that Deshaun Watson was doing.
Yeah, anything.
But this is not The Bachelor.
No.
We do not like him. Mike, maybe. But the rest of us.
Jesus.
Jesus.
You just said it was The Bachelor.
You did. You did describe it as if it was a competition.
I like
a talent show. But yeah, no. Deshaun Watson's a scumbag human being. I think we could all agree.
Yes.
Ooh.
Come at me, Deshaun.
Did you have to go there and think if we've swore on the podcast before? Because apparently that keeps happening. That someone pauses for a second and goes, "Are we allowed to swear?" And then go, "Yeah, no, we swore lots on this."
Wait, does that keep happening?
It happens with Michael all the time, where Michael stops mid-sentence and then he'll swear.
I think there's a twist where it's like, no, I can't.
I mean, you can.
I feel like I stop mid-sentence sometimes, but that's just because, like Michael Scott, sometimes I start a sentence and I don't know where it's going to go. Just hope I find it along the way.
Oh.
Cian, have you got any more news?
Alright, we're getting there first. Yeah, big news.
Go on.
So, I know this wasn't the first time this has happened because I've seen it happen before. But we had one woman whose 2 sons were playing, I think, like 1,600 miles apart yesterday and managed to make it to both games. That's commitment. That's a supportive parent.
Miles.
Is that what it was? 1,300 miles.
Yes.
Very
That's
impressive.
commitment right there. Did she have to leave the first game early? I know she arrived halfway through like the first quarter of the second game, but I don't know how early she left.
To be fair, she didn't miss much at the end of the first game.
Yeah. No, I know she had to apparently get a rickshaw from the stadium because the cars weren't moving.
She flew commercial as well. There's no private jets or anything. That was commercial.
I mean, the NFL were following it closely, so I'd be surprised they didn't. Like, they could have definitely given her like a jet or something. Although
they could have done.
Maybe they don't want to get into that market because there's a fair few brothers playing in the league now.
Yeah, that's fair. But it was, she flew commercial apparently, which makes it even more impressive, if anything.
It does, the fact that it lined up well enough for her to do that. So
did she have a half jersey on, or did she have one? Or
she had one in a bag.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I could be wrong.
At least one of them won.
Yeah.
Imagine how disappointing it would have been to go see them travel 1,300 miles and watch both of them lose.
I could just picture the family WhatsApp. Don't know who I'm more disappointed in, you, your brother, or me for going to both games.
I like to think the way Mike phrased that. She didn't send it to the family WhatsApp. She sent it to one of them.
To one of them.
Your brother.
I mean, it's very impressive though.
Oh yeah. And that game, when the Steelers went 7-0 up and the Chiefs had done nothing for the first 10 minutes, I was like, maybe.
Me too.
They're going to do it. And then
to be fair,
Chiefs went and chiefed.
The only thing I'd say is It's unfortunate the defense, they gashed themselves when they said to themselves, fuck it, the offense isn't doing anything. We just gotta
Yeah.
score ourselves. And they gashed themselves, and then they got absolutely knackered. Couldn't do it anymore. I did enjoy the storyline of Deontay Johnson pre-game. Did anybody see it?
No.
They showed the story. They were saying, here's an interesting one. Deontay Johnson was warming up, catching tennis balls. He said it was to improve his catching. I think literally a second later, he drops the pass.
So many passes.
And it
Okay.
was just so unfortunate timing. I was like, oh,
yeah.
you cursed him.
I did see
Commentary
something
cursed
about
him.
the tennis balls weren't working. That makes a lot of sense. I was like, what tennis balls? Okay. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it was commentary curse at its best.
Now, was it, or was there a better commentary curse done by Mike? Pushing banned it. It's version 2 of you banning him from going to your stadiums in Football Manager.
Yeah.
She gets
That's
a little
fair.
stitious when it comes to me.
Just a little.
You want to take the lead on that?
We were watching the 49ers Cowboys game last night, and it was going all right. And there was one play, and Jimmy G was in the pocket, and it started to collapse, and he managed to escape and get out. And I mean, he's not a very mobile QB, so this was pretty good. And I was sitting there going, "Oh, okay, solid so far." And Mike goes, "Oh, that was really well done by Jimmy G." And then Jimmy G threw it and threw a pick. And I'm blaming Mike 100% for that.
I was not allowed to speak.
There was
Anytime
something
they
else
have the
you
ball on
said.
offense.
No, there was something else you said at another point. You jinxed something else. I can't remember what
It was the fumble that eventually we took it back. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
for the drop pass, and it went. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
He was like, "Oh,
That
Kittle
is
did
kinda
really
funny.
well to catch that," and then Kittle fumbled it, but it actually hadn't been caught in the first place.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike needs to learn to shut the fuck up sometimes. Not now on an audio platform, but sometimes.
I'm sorry, I have a gift.
That
That
Go.
had a crazy ending.
was fucking insane.
Like we were talking beforehand about tonight's game, Rams Cardinals. Like, I'd like the Cardinals to win, but as long as it's a good game, because like nobody wants to see a blowout. They're just not fun.
Yeah, there have been some good games this.
Oh yeah, no.
This weekend.
Okay, I remember that I have misinformed you of the Bengals game. The bit that annoyed me, right, was after they had like a scoop and score. They picked him anyway. The Bengals were kicking off, and it was approaching the sideline, and it looked like it was going to go out like the 1 or 2 yard line, which obviously is a foul when it's a kickoff.
Oh, I
The Raiders
saw this.
kick returner. Yeah, did you see him come over and catch it with his foot on the
Fucking
ground
idiot.
and try to say, "Oh, yeah, that was bad." That was like, yeah. And then obviously they did nothing from there and gave the Bengals great field position.
All
But
he
that
had to
cost
do
them
was
what, like 40
plant
yards?
1 foot out of bounds.
Just leave it. He was probably heading out anyway.
Yeah.
At worst, it's a touchback. He still gives
That's
it to
it.
25.
Also,
That was, yeah.
do we have a new contender for Scumbag of the Year in Dak Prescott?
Oh, 100%.
Encouraging his fan base that, yeah, they were right to throw stuff at referees as they left the game.
Is that ironic, as Dak should have been the one throwing the football at the referee?
I mean, yeah.
For those that don't know what happened, there was 14 seconds left in the game. They're 50 yards out, and they decide to, instead of throwing
No
it,
timeouts.
no timeouts, instead of throwing it, run the ball, which obviously if they get stopped and it does go to the end zone, the clock still goes out. The game would be over
Yes.
if they ran and stopped. They decided to run it. They got 20 yards, and then they tried to clock the ball on another snap, which would have stopped the clock with a second to go.
Yeah, like, that was always the plan. Dak just A, went too
Yeah.
far, and B, didn't give the
Yeah,
referee
Dak
the
went
ball.
for
And C
Yeah.
had his offensive lineman line up and block the referee. to
That's
Make
get
a
to
wall.
the
Oh.
referee then tried to catch up to the play because the rule is the ref has to touch the ball before every snap.
Yeah, because it's the
doesn't
referee
matter at
spot
that
it.
stage. It doesn't matter where he puts it down. He just has to touch it.
Yeah. So the ref ran as fast as he could. Then, as he's trying to get there as quick as he can, instead of going around an entire offensive line of 5-6 people, they're all 6 foot, whatever. Because I'm just gonna go straight to it.
Yeah.
Runs into both Dak Prescott and the center for causes maybe 3-4 seconds delay. And Prescott tried to snap the ball, but did so just as time expired, causing the game to be over.
Yeah, I do love that the referee literally went, the game is over, and they fucking
They
left.
legged
it.
They were
just
like,
left.
we are gone.
But apparently, since they had ruled that the clock stopped, like after he spiked the ball, if he'd thrown a pass and got the touchdown there, apparently it would have counted.
Oh, it would have counted, yeah, because it's still a play.
What?
'Cause the play, it's
Because the clock didn't stop before the clock didn't hit zeros before he snapped it.
I thought
It
they
was
just
1
didn't.
second.
No, it did.
No,
When-
the snap went to 0, but he spiked it after 0.
Oh, I get you.
So-
you.
Yeah, so if
yeah.
he- if
I
they
just
decided
thought
to
they didn't
run
let
a
him
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Play
they
was
didn't let him get
alive.
the snap off, but they did. I get you. I mean,
But also, I think they
Yeah.
spotted it like 3 yards further forward than they should have done.
Oh
The
yeah, because
Yeah,
the center. So
the center just went fuck it. I'll just put
no,
it here.
they did, but Gene made a very good point on the fact of it doesn't matter where he puts it down. The first down doesn't matter. He could put it like 2 yards forward, 2 yards back. He just has to put it down and let Dak. He just has to touch it. Like in that scenario, you don't care about the spot because it plays such a little importance to like what actually happens.
oh yeah,
Like
no,
they take
yeah.
5 seconds putting the spot correctly, then like it genuinely is the ref's fault.
Yeah, no, 100%. But
But,
they can't blame
enjoyable
the refs
game.
for that. And then
I
Dak was
was
told
kind
after
of
the
annoyed.
game that
Dak was
fans
sold?
were Dak was told after the game
Oh right.
that fans were throwing stuff on
Yeah.
the pitch, and
Yeah.
he was very disappointed because he thought they were being thrown at players.
That's like,
And then he was told actually they were throwing them at the referees. He said, "Oh, credit to them.
credit to them.
Credit to them" is a
So-
Yeah.
direct quote.
I was kind of annoyed because I was like, all right, this game's already over. The Niners are winning by like 16. There's like 10 minutes left. Just wait for them to score once and then I'll go to bed. But no, they had to turn shit and let the Cowboys come back into it and then spend 20 minutes reviewing everything and, oh, is it a first down? Isn't it a first down? It's a first down, maybe. No.
You think
oh
that
my
you
God.
think that'd be boring game, but it was very entertaining for me watching us
yeah.
slowly
At the-
descend
at-
into madness.
I just wanted to go to bed, and I was like, I need to know what happens, and it just wouldn't let me go to bed. And then there was all
At
this
16
with
points
the
up,
running.
Keane, we had the ball, and I went to bike. This is the definition of a put-away drive. If a
Yeah.
normal team scored here, the game would be over. And Mike reminded me that this is not a normal team. This is the 49ers. So you just never know.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're winning by 16 with 8 minutes to go. Let's kick a field goal. And I was like, well, that ends the game because why the fuck would you kick a field goal? You're down 16. And then, yeah, apparently that was relevant.
I even
well.
said to him, I remember I said, I think it was when it was still 16 up, and Jimmy G missed Ayuk, who was wide open.
Oh,
and I
it's
said,
so open.
that's going to bite you
Yeah.
at some point
Yeah.
in this game, that pass.
Yeah.
Of course, we laughed at the time, and then slowly
Yeah.
I began to realize,
I began to laugh less and less.
I began to get more visually angry at me. I began to think to myself, gotta stop talking. Probably better I don't talk to
yeah.
machine tomorrow. My Colin's sick for the podcast.
We'll get in the replacement, Mike.
Yeah,
okay?
bring in the backup mic. Phone this one in.
All right, let's move on. Does anyone else have
Yes.
any?
Yes.
Yes.
other- Go on, Keane.
You go first, Keith.
Something very important that just came to my attention that I think we can all appreciate.
Yeah.
The Jamaican bobsled team will compete at the Winter Olympics for the first time in 24 years.
Well,
Maybe
actually,
the first
They're
time.
feeling the
Nice.
rhythm. They're
Well,
feeling
we
the
the first
ride.
time. They've already done. Cool
24
runnings
years,
is based
Mike.
on a
First
true
time
story.
in-
I said
Yeah,
first
okay.
time in 24 years.
he did.
Okay.
You
You
gotta
kind
learn
of
to
cut me off a
listen,
little
Mike.
bit.
I just
Yeah.
heard first time. I just my blood boiled and said, no.
That's
They
why
did.
it's relevant.
That's
In
pretty
for the
high,
rhythm.
but I
That actually
would.
might be
I-
the last time they qualified.
I might care more about the Winter Olympics this year
Winter
than I
Olympics.
usually do. Because actually, bobsled is really fun to watch because it's just insane.
It's You have to be mad to actually partake in it. And the luge and all those skeleton. They're all
I
mad.
don't understand how people can do that. Mike, what was your bit of news?
Okay, so bit of a scandal going on here. The story kind of broke and then it kind of dropped dead. No one's talking about it anymore. But former Denver Broncos linebacker DJ Williams went on to expose and said, "Oh yeah, when McDaniels was the coach of the Broncos, he blatantly filmed the 49ers practices, and yeah, we got caught and we lost, and Spygate happened." There was a big Spygate with McDaniels and the Broncos that no one's talking about anymore.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah,
Careful,
he
you
just
don't want to bring it up.
basically said-
They might,
He basically, yeah, it was the linebacker
they
just
might
gets,
find
"Oh
the
yeah,
Patriots.
we were 6-0 and yeah, we were cheating."
Jesus Christ.
Absolute
Nobody's really
scumbags.
surprised.
I haven't seen anything about that, to be honest.
No.
Linebacker DJ Williams.
Ah.
Got it. He appeared on I Am the Athlete podcast and told the story how the Broncos were 6-0, extremely prepared, caught filming opposing teams' practices, and subsequently fell apart. So, good to see former Bill Belichick disciples taking on the
They
Bills'
just
ways.
get.
He taught
when
them
people
everything
want,
he
you know,
knows.
Yeah, people want Bill's apprentices, and we know why now. They know the sneakiness.
Trade the dealers, find the supplier.
I watched that film recently. It's so good.
Breaking news. Well, today's breaking news.
Go
Robert
on.
Lewandowski has won FIFA's Best Men's Award, Player of the Year.
Deserved. Man's a
Wait,
beast.
what is
yeah?
this?
Just Lewandowski winning awards.
FIFA's Player of the Year for 2021.
So that's separate for like.
Different to
Do
Ballon
we
d'Or.
do this?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
separate to Ballon d'Or and stuff, yeah. I mean, Lewandowski should just win all the awards. The man's insane.
That's
That
fair.
is true. But I do have one more big news that will take up a good bit if any of you
No,
have
I
anything
think I'm all
else.
news out.
I had one bit of news, but it's a very short one, so we'll do it. We'll finish off with that one. Go on, Mike. What's your bit of
Okay.
news?
Okay, so probably the biggest story of the week. And I've watched it maybe 5-6 times and I still find it so funny I can't get over on. But let me paint you a picture. Tunisia, Mali. They're playing their game. In
No,
this
yeah, it
game,
is.
we've had 9 substitutions, 3 VAR reviews, 2 penalties, 1 goal, 1 red card, drinks breaks, ref blowing at the final whistle on the 85th minute, game restarts on the 87th minute, and the game finishes on the 89th minute.
Yeah.
Just
All
as the
those
fourth
things-
official was about to put up 6 minutes.
All
Oh my
those
god.
things happened in one half.
Fucking insane.
So, yeah. I
By
think
a
everything
referee
back-
who formerly
Oh,
got
yeah.
caught
This
match fixing?
this referee was previously suspended for corruption allegations.
Yeah.
There were reports after the match that he was taken to hospital with heat stroke afterwards. But, which, I mean, might explain it, but fucking hell.
Now, you
A
think
little
that's
bit.
the
That's
ref just
insane.
okay, this is the only way you're getting out of this. We're gonna have to play the heat stroke card here. He
'Cause
did
the
not
thing is-
participate
the
in the
thing is,
water
like,
break.
If this was corruption, it's such a stupid way to go about it because it draws so much attention to it.
I know.
And also, I don't think it was corruption because he gave Tunisia a penalty. They missed it. he didn't have anything to do with them missing
He's
it.
just really bad at his job.
Yeah.
To
But
some
it's
of the-
such a shit show.
that's
So he
it.
clearly wasn't
mean-
worried about them equalizing.
Like if
some
he
of-
did
Yeah.
if he did have like heat stroke and he calls it up like he did in the 87th minute, don't they have a spare referee who can say, all right, you run into the last few minutes, I might die here on the sideline? I feel like him
There
going,
is a
I have
fourth
heat
official,
stroke, but
yeah.
I'm
But if he
going
didn't,
back in.
yeah, but if he didn't know, I don't know what the story is. Like, I don't know if he didn't know that he had heat stroke and it was literally just a mistake reading the watch or something. But like, I don't fucking know what was going on there.
I mean,
No,
you could
it
have
was
just hit
absolute
snooze
madness.
instead when the timer went off. Just click snooze.
Yeah, maybe he had an alarm set from the previous
That's
day.
it. And it's just dude.
He
Oh,
accidentally
okay.
said it for every day instead of just a one-off. Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
I did enjoy all the memes that resulted in it, like, oh, babe, I'm home alone. Is it cat? I'm
Yeah,
wrestling a match at the
yeah, I'm home alone.
end.
Alright, guys.
All right, we're calling it here.
That was such a
Proper
shit
good
show, though.
shithousery.
I think the only conspiracy was this all orchestrated by AFCON to get more people talking about AFCON
It's not
instead
bad
of
shit, actually. So
why is Salah Mane away from the Premier League?
One of my favorite
Why are-
comments was,
I feel like, yeah, it's not. I was just gonna say, like, Mike, I feel like them trying to, there's better ways than, oh, is there
Yeah,
corruption in AFCON?
100%.
Go about that.
my favorite comment was some guy who was like, it's spending a full year defending AFCON and African football, and then this happens, and it's the Simpsons meme where Homer just fades back into the hedge.
I feel like, yeah, that's just amazing. Like, they're,
Like, it's just insane.
yeah.
Anyway, my final bit of news.
The fact that it was
Go on.
one goal as well is the whole reason everyone's giving up uproar. If it was
Yeah,
2 or 3 goal
it
game,
was,
everyone would be like,
if
cares?"
the game was
Yeah.
finished, it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah,
Yeah.
1-0. Right, my final bit of news is I believe, spoke before on the podcast about Lorenzo Insignia going to Toronto FC, which is a huge scoop for Toronto FC. But during the week, the Toronto FC president explained how they came about that signing. He said, I actually went to the Transfermarkt website and I looked up the Italian national team on what players were coming out of contract. I started writing down players that I thought were world class, that I thought would have commercial value in this market.
This man is 100% played Football Manager before.
Oh, 100%. Filter, 6 months left on contract. We've
Yeah.
all done it.
Worth
Hey, that's how
over 15 million.
that's how Kevin Prince Boateng nearly ended up in Serie C.
Do you think? Yeah, like I know. Do you think there's actually more goals that just do? It's like, oh, we'll put in a bid for Messi, see what happens. At worst, he just says no, decline.
I mean, clubs, like, not all clubs, but like the Football Manager database is used by clubs around the world. They have like a separate database that they sell to clubs each year, I think.
Fair.
Because their like stats, the fact that they go and scout all of the top, they have scouts in all different countries whose whole job
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
to scout players for Football Manager. So it's quite a
Does that
make
trusted
sense?
source.
Does each club get their own one, and it gives their own sporting director 5-star, max stats and everything, personalize it?
I mean, I heard an interview with, I think it's Miles Jacobs or something, the guy who runs SI, who make Football Manager, and he was saying like he's had players send him videos of them
yeah.
in races, going, "I'm faster than him. Why is my speed lower?" Like, it's
So,
fucking
like,
insane. He's had
I
agents
love
get onto him as well.
I'd enjoy it if that's what they do. They have Football Manager days where they go to club to just do the stats and tests. Ooh, not looking good that day.
Looking a bit slow today. Ooh, not sure about that. Yeah. It's an interesting
That
thought.
was a nice, fun story to end on, I thought. Unless anyone else has anything
No.
No.
solid, in that case, we'll leave it there. Fuck the system, feed the algorithm, and remember, death comes to us all.
And happy dry January.
And happy George anyway.